Hi guys, how's this teaching? I'm Tatiana, and today I want to bring you along with me on a project that I was procrastinating for years. Several years, yes. So I'm doing reconstruction in my house and I do mostly myself, so please disregard some imperfections. But today I want to do curtains. Curtains for this pink room that you may recognize. It's my usual spot to do my Flosstubes. So it's been missing curtains for many years. Finally, time came. This is a very basic style of curtains to sew. If I were to order like proper curtain fabric and proper like stitching to somebody, it would cost me a fortune. I have 3 meters high ceilings, so curtains need to be custom made because the standard ceiling height in Italy is 2 meters 60 or 80 centimeters. And my ceilings are 3 meters. So I need to do them custom made. Of course, I can do it myself. So this is officially a pink room. Here's my usual spot with my childhood teddy bear that my aunt gifted me. This gorgeous blanket I thrifted in Ukraine. It's handmade crochet. I love it. I bought it last year in thrift shop in Ukraine. I have a video about that. Somebody asked me about this beautiful piece of furniture. So I'm Ukrainian, but I live in Italy. And of course, I like to take advantage of beautiful stuff that is available here in Italy. So I bought this antique cupboard. It's not perfect. It has its like chips off. You see like here, there are imperfections to it, but it has a character and I really love it. I'm obsessed. It's so beautiful. So there are my glassware inside, some like kitchen stuff inside. And I have to say that this is a temporary living room. My living room is supposed to be on the first floor. This is the ground floor. And it's still under reconstruction. So it's temporarily here. So I already put on cords for curtains. And this room has a window that is also a door to the balcony. Italian countryside behind the window. All the flowers in this bouquet is from my balconies. I grow it myself, so I'm very proud of it. Here's my recent fully finished summer. I showed it in my recent videos. This is from Sajou. It was a kit from French company. I have a video about visiting this shop, and I bought this super cute kit, which sometimes hold my left off threads. Yeah, some Crimean. I'm from Crimea. Some Crimean books here. This also was a handmade gift from my friend many years ago. Many when we still were in school. She made it from coins. Yeah, made by hand. Impressive. I was very impressed by her skills. I'm treasuring that, and I have more stitching in this room. Here is my recent fully finished that I showed you in one of the previous videos. My beautiful books, which is Italian. It's in Italian. A creative cross stitch, antique needlework, and Bayeux tapestry, the oldest preserved tapestry. I have a video on my channel about cross stitch books and embroidery, so check it out if you're interested. Another spoiler alert is this beautiful finish that I just made. It's wanted from Primitive Hair. I will show you it in my next Flosstube. This is the pile I'm usually preparing for my Flosstube. Everything that I stitched on, I put here. So it's ready for the next video. So some decorations here and the second window. This is a window, not a door. So I need to do curtains for this one. Also, the cord is done. You may notice the stitching that I also made a couple of years ago. I have a video how I made it. It was 4th of July celebration, I think 2 years ago. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you can find this video on my channel. So materials. Here are curtains that I want to do. They actually look beige, but they are kind of pink color, not beige. So it should go nicely. What else? This is fabric that I bought very cheap here in Italy. It's not a proper like curtain fabric because I have to do really a lot of curtains and budget is super limited. I'm fine with using this cheaper version of fabric. It should still look beautiful. What else I'm using? Of course, measuring those stuff. And I wanted to show you, I bought these strings. I will look for a proper name for it. Oh, by the way, here's another thrifted Italian furniture. Look at that. Look at that. So beautiful. Details on it. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, I'm in love with Italian traditional furniture style. They did a great job. It has scratches here, but because it's meant to be not a table, but there is another part of like cupboards on top. So another piece of furniture goes on top of it, but I'm using it in a different room as a separate piece of furniture and using this one as a table. I wanted to refinish it because it does have some scratches because of that furniture that goes on top. But you know what? It works perfectly as a table, and I just have a very long list of things I need to do. So this one waits for better times. Today, curtains. Here we go. So I bought it from Amazon, super easy. They have different shapes of how you then style it. Each one has different shape of folds. You can choose from many varieties. I picked this one and I bought the whole string. Here I think it's 50 meters. So it will be enough for all my curtains for all the rooms, which is nice. Even I think I will be left with something. Those one, and I will show you in details how to attach it and how you use it, because they're like one time my brother called me. He ordered his curtains. He lives in a different city, so I couldn't make curtains for him. But he ordered curtains, and they arrived like this with this string. And he like, how am I supposed to put it on? So I will show you how. It was about an hour consultation with my brother to explain him how to put curtains on. That was fun. So I have here 3 pieces. 2 of them are 3 meters long, and one is 4 meters long, which I will use for these windows. I will cut in half. So here's my plan. I have a door, which I will have 2 pieces of curtains. Here it will be 150. It's the width of my fabric. And here I will have approximately 3 meters. I will need to measure on the actual door. So this one is very basic. Window is, I have a piece of fabric that is 4 meters by 150 meters, which is the standard width of fabric. So I want to cut it in half and have 2 pieces of 150 by 2 meters approximately. Also, I need to measure my actual window. So that's the plan. Then on top, I'm attaching the string here, here, and here. And the actual, when you're buying the string, this string needs to be the width of your fabric. So if here I have 150 meters, I will need 1.5 meter here. Not the final size, because then you fold it and the final size will be smaller. The final size will be the width of your actual window. My window is approximately 160 meters. So having almost 3 meters will give me double fold on my window, which should be beautiful, I hope. I hope it makes sense. So first step is to attach curtain leading tape. You need to attach it from the back side of your fabric. So here's my front side. I'm attaching it from the back side, of course, on the top part. And the important step is that you keep those those holders for your facing you, because then you will use it to attach those hooks. And you can choose to attach it on the bottom or on the top. Different designs have different positioning of those parts. So it will all depend on your design. This one, those strings are used to make folds. So once I touch it, I will show you how it all works together. So here is, my fabric is quite cheap. Here I will do straight because I don't believe it's a proper line. So I will do a nice cut here. Then I will fold it like this. And I attached this about 1 or 2 centimeters from the side, like this. I will show you the stitching I use in just in a moment. So here's my first sewing step. I'm eyeballing everything. This is not a rocket science, you know. It's not going to the moon. So it's just be on my windows. It can be not perfect and not precise. So I took the measurements. I recently finished this bamboo color. It's just very random. I'm using it to measure my fold, and I believe this one is about 1 inch, 2.5 centimeter from the edge. So I'm working on the back side of my fabric, is my front side. So I'm temporarily pitching it like that. Then I cut off the lace that I need for my tape to attach. My first line I will do here, just off of the main line that will be, this I will use to fold it. So it's important not to stitch over this floss because I will need to pull it, and it needs to move freely inside the tape. And I also make sure not to stitch over those because of course I will be using them to pass my. So I decided to do the line here. As you can see, I am overlapping a little bit of the edge so I can attach the tape and finish my edge, my top edge of the curtain. I'm using the standard straight stitch, 3 millimeters. And another thing here is that I have on top, I have a white floss, and on bottom underneath, I have a black floss. So the black floss will go on my face side of my curtain, and the white will be on this white tape. You can do the same color of your curtain. The most important part is outside, of course, but you know, I just like to keep it a little bit beautiful. Okay, so regular, just a little bit back and forth to start. And yeah, here I stepped from the edge about 1 centimeter. And like this, just going in a straight line. So the first line is made. I have it nicely from both sides, and you see from the front, it looks like this. So now I need to do the second line. It's a little bit trickier here because they have very close, this part and this part very close to each other, and I want to go in between of them. I will just need to be careful stitching right in between these two. Keeping my fabric flat. Now I need to repeat it 3 more times. So here's the fun part. Now I need to fold it. So my windows are about 1 meter 60 centimeters. I'm doing 2 sides, so one side will be approximately 80 centimeters. That's what I need to get from here. Now I have here 1 meter 50 centimeters. So I need to fold it to arrive to this measurement. You take your attached tape and you pull those floss, those threads. You pull them together. In different types, they may be more than 2, they may be like 3, 4. Usually the minimum is 2. Yeah, and I'm pulling. A little bit of hard work here, just pulling through it. Nicely. Folds are forming nicely. Look at that. So beautiful. Very beautiful. So approximately to the middle. And I will start pulling from the other side. I will even out my folds. I think I'm happy with how it turns out. At the end, I'm making knots to fix my threads on both sides. And at this point, you can already cut them off, but I like to keep them for some time. I don't know, maybe in case I want to change my mind, I want to restitch something or what. So now I'll be doing sides, and I will hide them in sides. I will stitch them like this. I have seven hooks that I need to attach. I usually start attaching from the first one, you see, from the second. Like this. Okay, it wasn't as smooth as I wanted it to be. Like this. Then I attached the other side. Also from the second one, you can do the first one. Like this. This will go on the road. Then I fold. I do in between. So that will make it 3, and I need to position more. I will do it in between, approximately. You can always count and do it perfectly, but I eyeballing. That's my tape measure, my eyes. Okay, so what I like to do, I like to measure my fabric, my curtains already when they hung. So I haven't cut them yet, and I haven't adjusted the lace. Yes, of course, you can measure the lace from your ceiling or from the cord to the floor and have your measurements. But because my fabric is quite stretchy, the measurements on the table when it's lying flat and measurements when it's hanging would be different. So to be on the safe side, I like to put them on my curtains and measure when they already in their final position. I'm using safety pins. I have a lot of excess fabric. So here will be some about like 10 centimeters 4 inches fold, and the rest I will cut off. So with my safety pin, I will measure the less I want it to be. It will be about this, like half centimeters from the floor. So to finish off the rest of the edges, I decided to use a slight zigzag stitch. Let me show you how I set it up on here on my electronic sewing machine. I have many styles of stitching, and for this one I need number 3, which is zigzag. I leave the length of the stitch of 2 millimeters, I guess, and I lower the width to 1. So 2, 1. So this setting will allow me to do a slight zigzag because my fabric is very stretchy and I don't want to do a straight stitch, which may cause too much of the tension on my fabric. Now I do just double fold 1 and 2. At the beginning it's a little tricky, but later it goes on smoothly. Yeah, very basic folding, and I have my zigzag set up. So to start, I start very carefully because there are many layers of fabric and it doesn't move. when it doesn't move at the beginning, I lift the step, and yeah, it's very dense. So we'll see if my needle breaks or not. Yeah, you need to feel your machine, what limits it has on the width of fabric, because you can break your needle and potentially it can damage a little bit of the machine. But now I think it's okay. So now I can proceed with the faster stitch. And like that, I'm going around. A little bit different for the bottom. I will show you when I reach there. So I'm hiding these threads inside the stitch. I'm doing 1 and 2 folds, and proceed like that for 3 meters one side, 3 meters other side. Yeah, that's a lot of similar stitching. Continue on, and in such steps, of course you can fix it before, but having so much to stitch, having to make basically like 9 meters for one curtain, I just like to keep it as I go, and it shouldn't be perfection, so it's fine. Like, so here what I get. Yeah, you see it's not perfect. Here I have a bigger distance, here I have a smaller distance, but from the front it looks nice. So here I arrived at the bottom. Here's my safety pin that shows my bottom, and now I need to fold the bottom. I want it to be on the back side, 10 centimeters fold. So my fold should arrive up to this point. Yeah, I don't pre-measure anything, as you can see. I'm eyeballing in this case. Okay, now folding. I have an extension for my sewing machine. So this is quilting extension that allows you to like nice table for your work, which I use a lot. Okay, so my fold will look like that. This will arrive double folded, but here I need only 1 fold, so it's not too bulky on the edge. So I'm double folding my side edge, and I do 1 fold on my bottom edge, like this. So this will be my angle for my stitching. I will do stitching like this, and this stitching I will finish off later, but for now I just do a setup, which is a rare occasion. So I do just 1 fold inside, and I stretch it out like this, and I keep it pinned. Then I will come back and finish off this line. So for my windows I used 5 centimeters here, and for my door, the longer one, the taller one, I use 10 centimeters. So now I just need to do an angle. Carefully right here, again it's quite bulky, so I'm helping. Lifting my foot to enter, maybe use the manual regime. So my fabric is not too folded. When I arrive to the angle, I enter my needle and I leave it like this. I lift my foot and I turn around my needle. The back here, this can go here, and I continue on with my zigzag stitching. I will fold the bottom just how I did the side as I go. I use my marker that marks my bottom edge, and I measure 10 centimeters from my bottom edge, And that's how I make my fold. Now we're back to our bottom angle, and I just need to finish off with the straight stitch, very basic one. Here I hope I will remember to do the start. So again, this part is very bulky, so I'm very careful. Trying to keep it straight. Just to finish off this. In many curtains, here you can stitch in ways, like some metal disc or something like that, that gives the base to your curtain. I don't need that, so I'll just finish it off like this. Here we go. And finished. So it's the next day. Yesterday I was able to finish the window short curtains. Things didn't go as planned as usual. I will show you in a moment. But first I want to hang the lawn curtains that I finished today, and then I will show you the final result. Okay. To put it on, it's quite easy. I hope I will be able to show it with my one hand. So you just catch. No, okay, with one hand it's difficult. Like this. And like this. So that's how it's attached. So here it is, the final result. Look at that. I love it. I love it. It's cute. It's not perfect, but you know what? I think the main purpose of this video is that even if it's not perfectly made, fabric is not perfect, your skills are not perfect, it's still beautiful. It still can bring joy, and just if you have a project that intimidates you, I would suggest just go for it, and it will be beautiful no matter what. So I was saying that sometimes you can stitch in the metal disc here. It's done because this part tends to jump up and over the floor, even if you do your measurements right. But because I used zigzag, and because my fabric is quite stretchy, I don't have really this problem, and the rest is okay. Yeah, so it just above the floor, about like half centimeter above the floor, and it's quite cute. And here is the other window. Yay. Yeah, I like how it turned out. Here I think what I will need to thrift, I added it to my thrifting list, some things that would hold them like this. That would be beautiful, because it gets a little bit too far on the table because of this cassette that has inside the shades from the sun. Typical thing in Italy, so you can't have a window without some type of shade because of the sun in Italy. So that's my final result. Very happy with that. I plan to do more curtains, so if you're interested in this type of contact like sewing, stitching for your home and cross stitching, I do Flosstube as well. If you're interested in this type of videos, please subscribe, share if you can. I plan to do more curtains of a different style for other rooms in my house. They will be all different colors of all different styles. Thank you so much for staying with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, happy stitching.